All right, welcome back, everyone. We got Week 16 action here in the NFL. We just have Week 16 and 17, and then it's playoff time around here. We got the fat tracks set up, ready to go. Cars are all ready. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at our first matchup. All right, here's our first matchup of Week 16. We got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New Orleans Saints. And the playoff picture is becoming really clear right now, especially in the NFC. Both of these teams have officially locked up a spot in the playoffs. Both very likely as wild cards, but nonetheless, this should be a really good matchup, I think, between two potential playoff teams. So let's get them lined up. All right, once again, teams are lined up in lanes 1 and 2. You got the Vikings in lane 2, Saints in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, well, I forgot to turn the finish lane on. It's on now, but nevertheless, pretty solid victory there for the Vikings. They are looking really good, even though they haven't quite clinched their division. Looking like a tough team to beat. So, all right, let's get on to the next one. All right, up next is another NFC matchup. Two teams kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum here. They got the Carolina Panthers, who have already clinched the NFC South, taking on the struggling Washington football team. Let's get them lined up and see how they do. All right, the Panthers are in lane 2, football team in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, kind of a slow start out of the gate there for the Panthers, but nonetheless, they pretty easily handle those football teams. So, good victory for them there. They're looking for a nice seed in the playoffs for them. So yeah, good victory. Let's get on to the next one. All right, now over to the AFC. We've got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Colts looking to hopefully lock up their division here soon. The Steelers are possibly hanging on by a thread with the playoffs looming, but yeah, should be an interesting one. Let's get them lined up. All right, Colts are in lane 2, Steelers in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, the Colts took that one very easily. Good victory for them right there. All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, up next, a little NFC versus AFC matchup here. You got kind of the worst versus the best. That struggling Atlanta Falcons taking on the perfect Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs might remain perfect after this one, but let's get them lined up and see how they do. All right, Chiefs are in lane 1, Falcons in lane 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, the Chiefs continue to look great. They moved to 15-0 on the season. Solid victory for them there. I think that pretty much clinches the number 1 seed for them as well in the AFC. So, good victory there. Let's get on to the next. All right, moving from one perfect team to the next. You got the Chicago Bears taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this one will be a little bit closer than that last matchup, but yeah, it should be a good one. Let's get them lined up. All right, Jacksonville's in lane 2, Chicago in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, not a bad race at all there. The Chicago Bears proving once again, though, they are quick. So Solid victory for them right there, and just like the Chiefs, pretty sure they've clinched the number 1 seed in the NFC. So yeah, looking really good. First round bye in the playoffs. So, all right, let's get on to the next. All right, up next, we've got a very intriguing matchup in the AFC, pitting the Cincinnati Bengals against the Houston Texans. Both of these teams are pretty much at the point where they cannot lose anymore if they want to make the playoffs. So, really big victory for either team right here. Let's get them lined up. All right, Bengals are in lane 2, Texans in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, what a race that was, and I had to go to the replay on that, and I'm pretty sure from what I saw, Cincinnati Bengals pulled that one out by like a centimeter. Really good race, crucial victory for them right there. If it's wrong, I'll definitely make note of that for sure once I go to the computer, but I think the Bengals pulled that one out. Good victory for them right there. Let's get on to the next one. All right, up next, we've got a battle of 2 bottom feeders. We've got the lowly New York Giants taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Combined 2 wins between these teams, and both of them belong to the Ravens. So let's get them lined up and see how this one does. All right, Giants are in lane 2. Ravens are in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, they're not going to make the playoffs, but solid victory there for the Ravens. At least they didn't lose to the Giants, right? All right, good victory for them there, and let's get on to the next. All right, up next, a little division rivalry here in the NFC West. We've got the LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who have already clinched this division, but nevertheless, they want another solid victory here over the Rams. Let's get them lined up and see how they do. All right, Rams in lane 2 and the Seahawks in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, easy victory there for the Seahawks. Good one nonetheless, but yeah, they're looking... They probably will have the 4th seed in the NFC. We'll see how that last week shakes out for them, but good win. Let's get on to the next. All right, here's another division rivalry, this time in the NFC East. Got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have had this division locked up for quite some time, but again, looking for a solid victory here, especially seeding-wise in the playoffs. So let's get them lined up and see how they do. All right, Eagles are in lane 2, Cowboys in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, that was much closer than I anticipated. Usually the Cowboys have looked pretty sharp this season, but yeah, not either Philadelphia looked great or Cowboys kind of struggled there, so not what you want to see this late in the season. Nonetheless, they got the win. Good for them. All right, on to the next one. All right, up next, another NFC versus AFC matchup here. You got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Green Bay Packers. Titans still have the opportunity to win their division. They just need to keep winning. So, Packers, yeah, their season's not looking so great. But, nonetheless, let's get them lined up and see how they do. All right, Titans in lane 2, Packers in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And no surprise there, the Titans run away with that one pretty easily. Solid victory there. They're looking really good. Even if they don't win their division, they're looking like they might clinch that last wildcard spot in the AFC. But yeah, good one there. On to the next. All right, up next, battle of the AFC East here. You got the Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots. And the Patriots have clinched the wild card spot. The Bills, their season's been long done, but could they play a little bit of spoiler here? I don't know. Get them lined up and see. All right, the Bills are in lane 2. The Patriots in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, solid victory there for the Patriots. Not a lot of drama this week, so everything's pretty good, much going straightforward. But yeah, good victory for the Patriots. And yeah, let's get on to the next. All right, well, I may have spoken a little too soon on that drama. We've got two of the top teams in the AFC facing off right now. So, got the New York Jets taking on the Cleveland Browns. Both teams locked up their divisions, I think, already. But yeah, this should be a really, really good one. Let's get them lined up. All right, the Jets are in lane 2 and the Browns in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. All right, the Jets did not hold anything back. They looked really good right there. Solid victory over the top team in the AFC. Could that be a preview of our playoffs? I don't know. I think we're looking at one of the favorites right here. Solid victory for them right there. Let's get on to the next. All right, here's another really intriguing matchup in the AFC. You got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders are desperate for a victory. I think they cannot really afford any more losses this season. The Dolphins have pretty much shored up one of the wild card spots, if nothing else, but they could definitely use a win here as well. Let's get them lined up. This should be a really good one. All right, Dolphins in lane 2, Raiders in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. All right, what a race that was. I think the Dolphins pulled some sort of slick maneuver there at the end to kind of fishtail right there, right in front of the Raiders at the end. I'll have to double check that when I get on the computer to edit this, but that was a solid victory there. That's how you make the playoffs, I guess. So, good one. Let's get on to the next one. All right, up next we've got a battle of the Corvettes in the AFC West. Got the LA Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Both teams pretty much knocked out of the playoffs at this point, but well, bragging rights doesn't hurt anything, right? All right, let's get on to lining them up and see who takes it. All right, Chargers in lane 2 and the Broncos are in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. All right, another little fishtail victory there. Chargers pulling it out. They're looking pretty decent in the second half of the season. Just too bad they had such a terrible start to the season. But good victory over the Broncos there. Let's get on to the next. All right, back over to the NFC now. Got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who have clinched a wild card spot, taking on the winless Lions. I think it'll remain that way after this week, but nonetheless, get them lined up. All right, the Bucs are over in lane 2 and the Lions in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, looking good there for the Buccaneers. They really put together a pretty solid season so far. So, yeah, they're playoff bound for sure. And let's get on to our last matchup here in Week 16. All right, here's our final matchup in Week 16. Battle in the NFC West. Got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Both these teams kind of out of the playoff picture at this point, but again, who doesn't like a division victory? So let's get them lined up. All right, 49ers in lane 2 and Arizona's in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Alright, solid victory there for the 49ers. Again, they got right out in front of the Cardinals and will not let them pass. Solid victory there, I like it. Alright, let's wrap things up here in Week 16. Alright, well that will do it here in Week 16. Just one more week. Week 17 of the regular season, and then it's playoff time, baby. Alright, hope to see you guys next week. Please like and subscribe. But before we go, let's check out those standings. See you next time, guys.